finished the race about a week ago in the Ardennes. It was 4 days. And I mean, this is one of the hardest races. I think it's probably the hardest race I've ever done in terms of the race as a whole. And in races like that, it's like you're just day by day, like one day at a time.
Yeah.
And really just like staying in the moment. And I mean, the stage races that one was 4 days, but was still like, I mean, the second day, my TSS was just under 400, and the third day was like 360 something. I mean, this is like up and down 10% climbs like all day. And at this race, like I'm not a pure climber, and I'm just like looking at every day like one at a time. And it's, I mean, I have the next race I do is in France, in Bretagne. It's 7 days. And if I look at the race as a whole, like, okay, we're doing 1,300 kilometers and 15,000 meters of elevation. It's like, I can't look at that whole thing right now.
Man.
One day at a time. And just really being present, because if you're thinking too far ahead, you're going to overstress yourself. Focusing on, the sleep, the fueling, the like eating enough is maybe the hardest part. And yeah, it's tiring, but day by day for sure.
Cool. Okay. What are you up to when you're not riding? This is the last short question.
I've taken classes at this university in Georgia, and that's gone somewhat okay. Like I've had to drop them in past semesters when the racing, like, that's, I think, one of the things that's really underrated in terms of the sport is just kind of how hard it actually is, especially when you're doing stage races. In terms of like stress in the bunch, just the stress on your head, stress on the body for sure. But I mean, especially at the smaller races, like the last one we did was a 2.2. So it was no World Tour teams, but a lot of French Conti teams, some Eastern European Conti teams. And in the big races with the World Tour teams, like the break goes, that might be kind of an easy fight. You might have a quick step or like Ineos that blocks the road because the small teams go up the road, and there's a pecking order, and like the break's gone, we ride super easy. But at the kind of mid-level races, everybody is always stressed. There's always like tension in the peloton. It never really gets easy, and it just like, I mean, when you're doing that for 4.5 hours, it's like tough. I mean, your brain is like on. And so I've struggled for sure to, I mean, once you start racing in the season, and even when you finish those races for like 2 days, you're just dead, and you just want to lay on the couch. But in terms of off the bike, like, I mean, I've gotten to have a really good network here in town, and just I really prioritize those relationships in terms of like, I mean, cooking and getting together. I do really like to cook. That's like one of my favorite things to do, and taking time to, like, I don't care about, the long walk to the better store or stuff like that. And in terms of these 2 weeks between races, like that's what I've really been on. I'm a super musical person. I grew up playing the piano, playing sax. So I listen to a lot of music, play some music.